Hello and good evening, and welcome to Stamping with Sandra at Sandra's Stampin' Craft Studio. It's a bit of a mouthful, I jubble it up each time, don't I? So today I am going to be bringing you, as the title suggested, we're going to be using, my theme of the week is the Kite Delight set. So it's a newcomer for me, so I haven't had it that long. I used it on my Facebook Live on Sunday night, so if you followed me on YouTube as well, you've already seen one of my cards with it. And I'm just going to show you lots of different backgrounds, the ways you can do backgrounds to just lift it and just give it some variety, so it's all not always looking the same. Hi Shaz, lovely to see you. So I'm in the right place. I'm just going to take this out a little bit, just zoom the other camera in ready for you, and I'm going to switch you over, and you should be actually seeing me in the corner. So let's just make sure I appear up there so I can wave at you. That's good. So Kite Delight stamp set. It's a really nice one. I've only had it a while. I'm going to be using this larger image tonight, but I might change it up. Okay, I haven't got colouring mediums, so I'm not intending to colour, but I've got a few nice little things I just wanted to share with you. I thought might be quite nice. So let's pop that out of the way for a little while. So if you're doing a background of a card, I'm just going to seek. Which way should I go first? I don't know which one to show you first. I think I'm going to go this way. So I have some designer series paper here. I'm just going to show you the ones that I did on Sunday, so you can kind of see where I'm going. I've got a little plan. So if I show you that this is one that I made with one of my demo friends, Rebecca Chivers. She came over to see us on Saturday. So I made this one, and then this was my Sunday night live. The designer series papers for this one are from the New Horizons, and I did show you through those, and they are all literally different horizons, different scenes. So they're really, really gorgeous. So that's one possibility of using designer series papers. If you're lucky enough to have the Sale-A-Bration papers that have just finished at the end of February, this was another paper that I've used as a background paper, because you're having a kite flying in the background. You kind of want sky, you want something nice in the background as to what they could be flying in front of. So this designer series paper was from the Sunshine and Rainbows. So that's another one. Then I'm going to show you how to, if you have your designer series paper, it's going to sit on this matte layer like it did for these two here. So it's just sitting on there. And when you do something like that, if you've got a white layer behind it, okay, you want to have your punch to hand, because we're going to be using the punch later as well, and you can gut the middle. So if you punch out some of those images, you will have them to use as clouds in another design. Okay, so you can stick your paper on here, always place around the smallest piece your adhesive. So I normally run the Tombow around there, attach that down, and nobody would be any the wiser. Okay, that's using the punch. And then when you've got those images cut out, you could emboss those. So I've used the stripes and splatters designers embossing folders. I've just got a little post-it note so I remember to tell you all the different ways I was thinking. So this is just the splatters part of it, and I thought they looked like raindrops. If I bring those up to the camera a little bit more, can you see kind of the texture on there? I just thought they looked like little they are splatters. So that could be raindrops coming through the sky. So I'm going to leave those out because we might end up using those ones. But I am going to show you some different little ideas that I just thought might be quite nice. I had to have a quick try because before I came on air, just to make sure it was going to work. So I'll take the punch out of the way. We don't need that at the moment. So this is the other one for the background. You can have a texturized background. So this is the brick one, and you could actually be flying out in the wind and you've got a building behind you. So I did one in here just to show you, and this is the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. Okay, so that's another one. Now the one I wanted to show you tonight, I think I did do a couple of weeks ago on my live. I'm just going to take the blending brushes here, and I'm going to do the basic borders you can actually make with the clouds. You die cut this, and it's a nice stitched edge. Okay, and you can take your blending brushes and you can blend with those. Now we did do something similar on this one. It's So this was the card, excuse me, from a couple of weeks ago. So it's just lightly in the background there. I am going to be doing it on a smaller area tonight. So I'm just going to take a piece of scrap out of my tray. No, that's not scrap. I better dig a bit deeper, hadn't I? Get some scrap paper. And so I can lean on that. So I'll just fold that in half. We only need a smaller piece. So for my piece today, I'm going to do slightly different, and I'm going to be doing it onto, I was going to be doing it onto a panel. Now I'm going to do something different for you, because I'm going to take this one. This is the liner of the card, and I'm going to just show you on here, so I don't have to do the whole piece, just to save on time, because I kind of want to run through a few bits with you. So I've got my balmy blue ink pad here, and I have just die cut this. This is how the die comes. It's stitched both sides, so you do actually get an innie and an outie. So when you do this die, get that out of the way, you're actually going to have that cut through like so and like so. So it's actually going to come with the stitches both sides. So if I bring that up to the camera, you'll be able to see those. So stitches, can you see those stitches? It's a bit bright on there, isn't it? So you've got the stitches along that side, the white side, and the blue side that I've sponged. So that's what we're going to be doing for tonight. It's only a small piece because I have shown you this once already. Okay, so we'll pop all of those out of the way. So I'm going to take my blending brush. As always, I start off the page because I don't like straight clouds, so I'm not going to keep it in a straight line. I'm going to angle them. Start this off the page. You can always build up, but you can't take it away. And I also go circular clockwise and anti-clockwise. It might not look like you've got much colour on here, but it will strengthen as you come down. Okay. I didn't start off the card there, and it's gone a bit darker. That's why I just tap it off the edge there. Okay, and then we're going to move it down. So we're going to vary the angle, and also don't keep putting it down the same way. We want to move it over and just do bits of it. Okay, so we'll do a little bit here. This is actually going to be your liner now, so I'm just doing this for decoration. But this is another way that you could do it on the outside. Just little circles both ways. I said on Sunday night, I think a lot of my ink pads do actually need re-inking. This is a nice pastel blue. I do like it. So this is the balmy blue. Okay. And if you start off the mat, you won't get these darker pieces that I had over here, just to take the definite kind of excess off. And I'll just go down a little way. I won't go down the whole way, because then you've got room to write in a greeting. Okay, but I've got some new techniques with the kite that I'm looking forward to sharing with you. Okay, so that is our background. So I'm going to put that into the liner on this one. And I need another piece of basic white card, because I'm going to stamp the sun. Oh, I've got that out already. There we go. This stamp set has actually got a sun image in here, and it's got some clouds as well. I'll come back to the clouds at the end if I have time. I'm going to do some tone on tone, so I'm actually going to be using Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight card. Okay, I only need one of those because you only get one sun in the sky, don't you? So that can go over there. And I will fussy cut that with my scissors that I've buried. So take off the excess and just snip round that. Shaz smudges at the door again. Every time I come online. I should just let her in, shouldn't I? And just let her sit here. So I like to snip in one direction first. Because these are all points, I'm literally going to stamp all of them in one direction. And then I shall turn round when I get to the last one. And I'm going to go the other way. So I'll literally just end up cutting all those pieces off. That's so. And I'm doing this without my glasses on. My reading glasses. There we go. They will ping out as I snip the last bits. Just cut those out. Thing with YouTube is if I'm doing live, I can't do the fast forwards. When I record, I actually fast forward through some of the monotonous pieces. So just snip that one. There we go. Nearly there. Nearly there. So not a hard one to fussy cut at all. There we go. So we have our sun. Now I have some layers here to build up. And I have one more technique. I will do the messy one at the end. So that's the sun, that's ready. So what I'm going to bring on is my background card here. So I pointed out to you that we have the clouds in here as well. So with the cloud stamp, we could stamp some blue clouds in the background as well. So if we wanted to do that. So what I'm going to do here, I've got layers here, so you won't see much of it. But I am just going to pop this along the edges, just a few little pieces. Like I say, they won't be seen much, but just enough to be seen off the corners. Okay, vary the depth that you're putting in. I have got a layer in there, haven't I? Just tuck them in. Okay, looks a bit weird like this, but it's going to mostly be covered. Okay. Just a little bit all the way around, that will be fine. So that's another one. I like using tone on tone like I did with the sun, because it just gives that little bit of lift. So that's the bottom layer. So for the next two, I'm going to have a designer series paper. Now I do love the grey granite with the yellows. It's Daffodil Delight. So I think because I'm going to put this on the inside, I'm going to do that now, then that will stop it from moving. So I have a strip of the paper I've got here on the inside here. I'm just going to snip that off for now. We'll do the liner first, get that in, and then that will save us having it sliding about. Got a messy desk now, haven't I? Normally work fairly close. Okay, just slide that around because there's quite a little bit of the Tombow on there. Just spreads it out a little bit then. Okay, it's not exactly to size. I'm going to just run that down there and snip off the back. A tiny little bit edge there. There we go. So this one's going to go on the inside. So we've worked back to front really with the liner. Can go in there like so, just a little bit of edging down there. Get some Tombow squeezed out. There we go. Now we've got a whole plain piece to build up to. So I like to mat these together first. I've left a tiny little border on here, literally just so you can see the white edging on it. But with the liner, we want to make some more clouds for another time. I know I should have learnt by now, shouldn't I? She's been sound asleep, but as soon as I go live, she wants to come in. She was so good the other night as well, wasn't she? She just sat opposite me. So I like to do one at each end. You are only going to see the minutest little border around here. So I'm just showing you here how you can get 4 clouds out of her background. So it doesn't look very attractive, does it? But we're going to pop some adhesive around the edge of our designer series paper. Just around the outside edge there. Okay, I won't put a dot in the middle because chances are I will get a dot and I'll put it in the blank bit, but I could just put little pieces just on there, just to hold it so it doesn't move. So this is right up to the corners, just a tiny little border. It is only literally a couple of millimeters. Okay, you can make this as the borders as wide or as narrow as you like. Okay, and this is going to go on flat because I'm going to be putting other raised layers on there. So I'm going to tell you that I've got a blog hop at the weekend on Sunday, and I will be making up these different variations. So where I've shown you you could do this, you could do that, I will be making up some more of those cards to pop in the blog post. But I will try and remember to post it onto my Facebook as well. Okay, because I've got a little tiniest piece of Tombow on the side there. Sadly, we don't have the sticky stuff, the rubber, the glue rubber, adhesive rubber anymore. They last so long, it's not something that, you know, you only need once. So I suppose the turnover isn't great, but it's good for new crafters. Okay, so that's my layers coming up. So for my next layers, I'm going to have the grey granite layer again. Now this one is one of the rectangle stitch dies. So I've used this one, it's on a stitched inners and outers again. And I wanted this one on here, and it's going to be, it's probably going to be raised as well. Okay, I won't gut the middle of this one this time, I'll just leave it as it is. So YouTube's still new to me, so I haven't, for the lives, so I haven't got a big following on here yet, but it will grow. So it varies. The Facebook one's getting there, so it's I'm sure this one will get there as well. Let's note cards, Stampin' Dimensionals. There we go. Some of those in the corners, and one in the middle. Okay, get all of those off. Now, it's up to you which way you want the bricks to sit, which way you like at the top and the bottom. There is really no right or wrong, but your eye will catch one nicer than the other. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one in there. Now I'm going to go over to a couple of the textured clouds that I did. I'm just going to lay those on there for now. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to leave them. Just zoom you in a little bit closer. Okay, you can see a bit better then. So I'm going to lay them on there, and I'm going to put my sun on there. I'm just going to lay that on there as well, and I will just leave them there for the moment until we've done the kites, because that's what the whole tonight is really about. So I need some basic white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp a couple of images. Okay, I know it's a shame they've done away with it. So I'm going to use a couple of colours that I really like together, is the Magenta Madness and the Highland Heather. I'm going to use the lighter of the two first. Now I'm going to trust this, I'm not using it on the Stamparatus today. Because it's an accent, I can always, if it doesn't stamp 100% in the middle, then I can always stamp another one. It's not like I'm messing up my card base. So I'm going to stamp that in the corner there. So it's a straight edge along the edge of the card. Press that down really firmly, and especially in the middle, and then lift that, and we have a lovely image. Now I do need, for one of them, I need 2 layers. So I'm going to do a second one here. Trying to not waste too much card. I'm going to fussy cut these. Okay. Really heavily on there. And I'll put that one away. Now, I will do exactly the same with the Magenta Madness, but I have got one of those done ready. So I'm going to put that to one side. I have a large pair of scissors here because I'm going to be making some long straight lines. So I'll cut one of these. Now one is going to be entirety as it is, and one of them is going to be cut up. So this one I'm actually going to take to the outside of the lines, and I'm going to leave it a tiny bit of gap around it. So this is going to be a tiny edge around the outside. Shaz, have you got the kite set? It's one I really liked, but I can't have everything in the catalogue, so I have to pace myself. But it was on my list, and I did finally get it. So this is my entire image, okay? Now this one I'm going to cut on the inside of the lines. You'll think I'm absolutely crackers. So you can see where the border lines are going round. This one I'm going to cut on the inside of those lines, okay? A large pair of scissors, when you've got long cuts, a large pair of scissors are really best to do rather than our paper snips. Love the paper snips. I use them all the time, don't use anything else. But for the long cuts, it does have to be. Sadly, Stampin' Up used to do a pair, but they don't do them anymore. So with this one, I'm going to go down the middle. Okay, I'm now going to go point to point, and that's all in one cut because I've gone down the heel, using the heel down here of my scissors, and I'm going to cut these onto the point as well. Okay, and then the same with this one, up to the point. Okay, so that's with one image. Okay, I'm going to bring on some pieces I've already done. So I've done this with the other one as well. Now one of these is just going to be turned completely over. Okay, we're actually using the back. You get too attracted to flowers and animals. Yes, I know what you mean. So what I've done here is, this is the one we started off with. I've cut one in pieces. I didn't actually need that one. I've cut one in pieces. Now, because I've left a border around the outside, I hope you're going to follow me on this. And oh, actually, yes, I can, so I can make two. So what I'm going to do is make up the opposites. I'm going to lay them on here. And then this one will be the opposites. It will be down here. Okay, so I'm actually using quarter pieces, but I'm doing opposites. So the stripes will go on this one, and the dots will go on this one. Now, where am I doing? The dots on there, and the dots on there. They will be stuck down, they'll be fine. And then this one will be on there. So I've actually made two now. Now this was the best way I could find to be able to use the same size and get the measurements right, and then have the border around it. So I think you'll find that that's, you know, I hope you agree that that's really a good way of doing it. So just going to run some Tombow around the sides there. So I'm aiming at the points just to get them in line and an even border. And for those watching on replay and those that see me on the Sunday night, my wood burner, I've had a remodel, and it's actually lit and it's lovely and cozy. It's made such a difference being able to use that again. So really grateful of that. The guys were supposed to come back, just some little niggles, just the finishing touches, and they haven't come in, so I can't take photos yet, but I will be doing them for Sunday night. Okay, so can you see how I've made one kite do two pieces? I was just going to fuss it freehand around the outside, and I think I prefer this way better because you've got a line to go by. You've actually got the edge of the kite that you've stamped. There we go. So that's a couple in there. Work my way round. So have you finished the lambing then, Shaz? Have they all produced? Can you have some decent sleep nights now, or have you still got lots you're doing? There we go. So there's my kites. So I hope you like those. So I'm going to bring these back on. I'm not sure where they're going to go. I think this card is a big one. I think I only need one image, but this is just showing you how you can make two pieces. Yes, yes, the floorboards were done. Where are we? It's Wednesday. Were they done? Yeah, they were done the second day. So when he came, I can't remember when they came now. But they should have been back today just to finish the floor. It must have been yesterday they came back. So yesterday they did the flooring. But they've finished the other pieces. They've finished the skirt and boards and the pieces on the dado rail. They've patched everything back in. So it's looking really good. So yes, this is the wrong side. So if you're like me and you forget and you want to know, actually, I'm not using this side, put a scribble on it so that you can remember this is the reason I'm doing it on this side. Now, I'm going to go with the green in here. This is the Fan Baker's Twine again. I do like it, but I don't want the red or the blue in this one. So I'm going to go with, actually, you know what? The blue in the background, I think I better go with the blue. So same as we did before on Sunday. I'm just going to looking for my glue dots. And I will pop one of these on the back. If I just tap this onto the bottom of the card and squeeze it nice and tight, I'll get a glue dot on there. So my ribbon can go on the top there, baker's twine, sorry. And then I take one of the dimensionals and I anchor it down, press it really firmly. So then we'll put some more of these on, like that. And we'll have those. Now we need to work out where we're going to put this next. Remove those now. And get rid of that in the bin. I'm just going to cut a length of this off so that I can get rid of the roll. So we need to have this on top of the clouds, don't we? So I think I'm going to place these first. And I do like them hanging off the end there. Just wondering if I wanted the sun coming out. I think I do. So I'm going to fix the sun down flat. So that can come in the, oops-a-daisy, in the middle of the card. Then these can be, they're near enough to the edges that they're not going to need any support. So I need this 3/4 there. Okay, and then the sun can be poking out from the side. And then this one can be over this side and hanging off the side again. So I need this end. You don't need obviously adhesive on the piece that's hanging over the edge. It could come there. Now, because this one has got quite a bit overhang, I might put a little one behind there. So to do this, I'll just take the backing off one of these, flick that down and get that off my tweezers. And I've got one here, so there's no layers on there. I'm just going to tuck that under that edge. Okay, that will help there. So now we've got our nice kite, which is the feature here. And I think I might go that way. And I'm going to raise that on. It's raised on the pads. So I just want that to look nicely either off the edge or on the edge, not going down straight. So it can go like so. And then we need some other little pieces down here, the little ribbons, don't we? So I'm just going to do a couple of the ribbons. Stick that one on there. And then a greeting. So I had some card here just now. And what colour should we do? So I'm going to do both ends. I'm going to use the Highland Heather on the bottom two, so that I know there's two there. And then I will use the Magenta Madness and turn it round, and I'll do the other two. You can see it better on the white. Okay, so I've actually got two-tone ribbons. Okay, I'm going to use up into this scrap here. It's easier to do the whole thing than it is to do just one or two. So just shut these so that they don't dry up. And oops, around there. And I'm not going to colour these ones in. You're halfway through. You'll be really, really tired at the end of this, won't you? But I suppose you're used to it every year, so you know how long it's going to go on. I wish I was nearer, because I would come and visit you. Just taking the outside edges off those and coming in here, just get rid of the excess, and then you've got less to hold and worry about. You really like your yellows and pinks together. Yes, I know. It's just, and I like the yellow with the grey granite as well. So I'm not a big yellow girl, but with certain colours, yes, I do like them. It's just a bit having the courage to play sometimes, isn't it? So I'm going to snip these two off like I did on Sunday. And come up there like so. I think I only need two because there's not much room at the bottom there. Because I've used a smaller panel to build up the layers and get all the colours in. Okay. Just snip that one, and those can be used for the other card. Now you can remember probably how I did Sunday night. I've got the edges round here, And I'm just going to snip a couple of long strips, and then they will go across the backs here. There we go, straight through the middle and lift the backing off. Oops, that's taking the backing off first, and through the middle. So I like to kink take that out of the way, make sure you can see me. I'm just going to kink this slightly because I like to have it not straight. And then this one can come sort of kind of down there and anchor that down. And I'm not going to cut it off until it's right at the bottom of the card because I like them to float. There's another piece there I could keep actually. Okay, so that's that. All we need now is a sentiment. So tonight I was going to use the, I'm going to make a brick. Instead of having the whole of that stamp, I call them bricks. I don't know what else to call them. Just move that off. Use that one. So I think the greeting needs to be in the pink. So I'm going to do this one. And I'm doing inking up the whole of the stamp. Now here I'm going to snip around it with my little scissors. Oh no, I'll use the big ones actually. I'm just wondering whether to do friendship or just, I was going to do friends. So if I show you how I cut them down first. So this is again with a long pair of scissors, and I'll cut the whole of the word down. And if you do little blocks like this, you might want to keep the other colours because you can actually patchwork these together, the other pieces. So I'll keep those in a little cello bag in the box. I didn't know whether to do friends or friendship. Tell me what you think. Get my fingers out of the way. I think I quite like that with friendship on there. You could just cut that off, you see, with the S and the H, and you could make it just friends. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it. I think I like that. So these need to have some dimensionals on the back, so you can use just about get a little one on there or cut it in half. Snip that, get two off. I could have used strips again if I'd have thought. There's the other one. I quite like doing that with the letters, with them greetings. I'll just take certain words out. I call them little bricks because they are all little individual pieces. Just pop friendship on there. And you know what? Underneath there, it's going to need to have a second one, isn't it? Because it's double matted, it's going to need a second. So I'll take another piece out of there and pop that into that piece. Just to get the layers even. There we go. And then that's supported on the bottom there. Okie doke, so I hope you like that one. That's just giving you a little bit of ideas on backgrounds. You like friendship. Yeah, I think that's nice leaving it as it is. Some of the greetings, if you look at greetings and you don't like them all as they are, you can cut them about. The other day I cut it off here and I used happy birthday on a card. So this one I've used friendship, but I could just put friends like that and cut that off there. And you can do individual letters like that as well. Okay, so that's my card for this evening. You've got clouds in the background, lots of different things going on in there. So I hope you like that. Then I'm just going to go back to my other one that I was going to show you. The other one was a crinkly technique. I thought I had another panel. I might have to just do it on here. So it's a messy one, so I wanted to leave this till the end. I'll bring this on. This is a messy mat. Okay, I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. Just come back out again. I call it ink spritz and scrunch. Okay, I laminate my grid sheets quite a lot of the time, so this has gone through a laminator. And when we do messy techniques, I get class to turn it over. So we do the messy on the back, and then we wipe it down and we turn it over, and we can do the clean things on the other side. So what I'm going to do here is use my balmy blue. Okay, and I'm literally going to put some ink onto the paper, onto the laminate, sorry, like so. Okay, then I have a bottle, a spritz bottle that I just used for water. It is a really fine mist on here. The Body Shop, I'm not promoting brands, but I'd like to recycle. So I do like Body Shop, and they have a really fine mist on their sprays. So I've got a relative who's Rebecca is a Body Shop consultant, so I ask her to save them for me. So I save them and I give them away to other people. All I'm going to do is just smooch this and get a good water base on there. Okay, and I have my piece of card ready, but we're in a recycle vein. There's a demo group that is Demos Against Waste. So this is the cellophane that my cardstock comes in from Stampin' Up. So I don't really like having the label piece on it because it's a bit stiff. But if I wanted to, I can actually cut that out. I'm going to scrunch this up. So if you don't have any cling film, any things like this that you can actually recycle, then you could use cling film. But as I'm trying to do away with cling film and use less of it, I'm going to just scrunch this plastic up into a ball. Okay, so and I'm going to use this to mix this on here. Okay, so I've spread it about a little bit, and then I can move this along and I can pop it onto my cardstock here. This could be, if it was ink markers, it would be called thumping. But what I'm going to do is absolutely just move this around and pop some colour on the back there. And we're making our own paper. So you can make this as watery as you like. What I don't use, I will probably leave for tomorrow. Okay, and then I'll come back and spritz it. It'll dry, and then you can waken it up again. You can spritz it some more. If you want it a bit lighter, you can dilute it some more as well. Spritz some more water and just try to keep your fingers out of it. And then we're literally just dabbing that on wherever we want it. Make sure you get the edges as even as the main pieces. Okay, but that's another texture, okay, that you can use. So I'm going to leave that scrunched up on there and pop that over out of the way so I don't go and stick my hands in it. Okay, but that is our piece of background that you could actually make your own clouds with. Whoops a daisy. There we go. So that's another way of doing a background. So where's my card here? So like this one, I've sponged it, okay, through there around the edges of the die. So that's another one there. I'm just going to leave that in sight of you and do one more piece. I'm going to cut this in half. How are we for time? We're good. So I'm just going to, it's no particular size, I'm just going to cut it at 10.5, so I've got a panel. And the other one is, as we did with the dies, we can do exactly the same with the punch. Okay, so when I've got those extra pieces that I cut out earlier from the matte layers underneath, if you put a dot of glue on there, okay, and you can make your own stencil. Okay, you want to vary the heights. Okay, and then this side I might turn it over and have one coming sort of like that. So you could put another piece in there, and you could have that piece sort of there, wherever you want them. Okay, it's called Frottage. I've never heard of that, Shaz. You've introduced me to something new. Never heard of Frottage. Okay, I'm going to bring this back, a scrap piece of paper back, and then you can see how this compares with this. So this is the die, and it does it all for you. This is your piece here, and you can make your own with the cloud punch. It might be that you don't want to have all the dies in that set, but you actually like the technique. So buy the punch, and then hold it firmly with your hands, and then come along and do the same. Okay, so you're doing it off this page, you're coming back, and you're doing circular both directions. Okay, and that will give you the same sort of effect. Can you see how that's come up on, you can just, if I tilt it down, you can see it on there. And then again, vary the size, vary the height, stamp off first and come in just on that piece that you want to do. The paler colours do take a little bit more elbow grease. Okay, but you can keep varying the angle. Come down from there. And clouds don't, they're like nature, they don't just stack up evenly all across the sky. So do keep moving things around. Probably go up there a little bit. This piece I'm making now, I can use that on another card. It's nothing goes to waste. Okay, so you can keep going down with that, but I think you get the idea. Okay, do one more lot here. I'm getting lighter as I'm going down here. So I forgot to show this one earlier when I was punching the pieces out. I kind of had a pile and I thought I'd got them all in lined up neatly. Okay, you do love clouds. That cloud punch is fabulous. I love it to bits. Yeah, that's one that I'm using a lot. So take the scrap paper away, and that's with the mask that you've made yourself. Okay, pretty similar to what I've done before. Okay, on the liner. Okay, so that's just another couple of techniques, and this will dry. You can speed it up with the heat gun, and you can use this as a splodgy area. If you have that more watered down than I did tonight, I was doing it in a hurry. If it was more watered down, you can actually have that paler. Okay, so bring you back to my card, and I love it. It's got lots of layers on there, lots of textures, lots of different tips and ideas. So I will take a photo of that and I will post that up and put the header on my video shortly. Okay, so bring you back to me, take that off and bring you back over and say cheerio for now. Oh, Frottage. Frottage, okay. I remember that one. Yeah, I need to do some shabby chiking, so maybe we need a conversation. I need to shabby chic a dresser. I've got a dresser in the corner of my room that's actually got the urn on it, and it's got shelves that have got the teas, coffees, sugars and all the bits and pieces on there. And it's one that I'm going to Annie Sloan it. Okay, so yeah, that's one of my missions. I've been saying I'm going to do that before COVID, and I've still not got it done. It will get there. Okay, fireplace is done now. There's other jobs in the pipeline. Okay, so bye for now. Thanks for joining me. If you're watching this on replay, then thank you for watching. And if you are new to my channel, then please hit the like and subscribe button below. I'm back here every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock UK time. Okay.